The entire city of New Orleans is haunted. So be ready on this bike tour to see the most visited ghost locations with some interesting stories. And the location where the TV show Ghost Hunters investigated. So let's go riding. For years, this bar has been haunted. There have been reports of ghosts. One of the ghosts is called Jean Lafitte, who is a pirate. He had a successful smuggling business operation. You'll see his name throughout New Orleans. You might have an encounter with him. He usually stands in the dark corners staring at people until he gets noticed, and then suddenly he disappears. It is known to be a common occurrence, so maybe you'll want to come here, have a beer, hang out with the ghost of Mr. Lafitte. So don't see him. The New Orleans Pharmacy Museum. Gruesome story to tell, but the ghost of Dr. Dupas lurks inside this old pharmacy. Books and displays have been thrown on the floor. So if you dare, you can go inside, check it out. This restaurant keeps a hidden seance room on the second floor, and it's a reserved table for the spirit of a former owner each night. The ghost is the owner of this home who lost it in a poker game in 1814. He was so shocked by the loss that he committed suicide on the second floor, and he continues to reside there today. Every night, this restaurant sets up a table for him with wine and bread just for this ghost. Go to the second floor, you might be dining with the ghost. So if you are familiar with American Horror Story TV show, you will recognize this house. So the mansion is allegedly really haunted by ghosts of a slave, Miss Josephine. So after the Civil War, Miss Josephine chose to remain in the mansion even after death. Over the years, people have claimed to hear her sweeping and inexplicably the smell of lemon in which she used to clean. Most of the tombs, they bury their dead above ground because there's a lot of flooding, and also these tombs, they're like kilns. They can heat up, and over a year the bodies will disintegrate and they become ashes, and they shove the ashes down further and they make room for the next person that dies, and the whole process repeats itself. And you can bury over 100 people, more than 100 people in these tombs. Interesting, a little creepy. In order to not bury the dead alive, which happens sometimes, they created the system where they had a rope and a little bell attached to the person. If you heard the bell ring after they were buried, that means they were alive. And that's where the term "Saved by the Bell" came about. It wasn't a TV show. The hotel staff and guests have experienced unexplained encounters inside this hotel. From doors closing and opening, unexplained, to elevators stopping at the wrong floor. Have you heard of the TV show called
Ghost Hunters?
They came here to meet the spirits inside this old mint.
What do they hear? They hear a moaning, and they hear bangs and footsteps.
This is where they used to print the Confederate money. One of the employees that works here said he comes in contact with 4 spirits. One is named Elizabeth Bell, and he sees her pretty much every morning between 8:30 and 9:30 a.m. She never causes any trouble. She just drifts around on the second floor, and sometimes she causes a commotion.
You see that?
Whoa, look at that.
Look at that door. Of course, it's closed it.
Right now it's a jazz museum. So you are able to go inside and maybe you will meet the ghost of the old mint. The LaLaurie Mansion, one of the most haunted buildings. It has a gruesome past. Other than Nicolas Cage used to own this, that's about all I want to talk about. It's such a horror story. Look it up, because I'm not going to tell you. Odd occurrences do take place in this building. Tenants who live here claim they have seen the spirit of a sultan. He himself used to live here. He is dressed up in robes and a turban, and he's standing at the foot of their bed. Ooh, that's pretty creepy. Hope to see you